A couple of months ago, I overheard a conversation that completely changed the way I think about success. I was at the spa, and as I was chilling in the pool, I overheard some elderly people having a conversation next to me. There was one elderly couple in particular who were surrounded by a larger group of other elderly people. As I overheard their conversation, it turned out that the first couple's life was a success story. As they were hugging each other, they thought about the hotel that they own, how hard it was to make it successful, and how grateful they are that they never gave up. Besides this, they raised their children who are also success stories, and they are so proud of the life they have. And the very first comment that they got was from one of the ladies in the group. "Ah, good for you. You are so lucky. It must have been easier to raise your kids with such a good background."
I wish I could have done the same things as you did.
Right after this, I could tell the biggest difference between the two of them. Because even if the man told her that this is their life's work, this business took sacrifices and so many sleepless nights so that they can live the life that they have now. But she could not comprehend this. Her response showed me how short-sighted she is, because she thought the only way people can be successful is to get lucky. And she doesn't understand that she could have done the same thing as the other person did if she dared to do so. The difference is that the hotel owner realized that he's responsible for his own life. Therefore, he did everything he could to live a life that he desired. And this is what she fails to understand. And this is the mindset that separates them. If she had taken ownership for her life and done the things her ideal life required, then she could have been the one whom everybody gathers around and listens to by the pool. Well, I don't know about you, but I have decided a long time ago that I don't want to get old like this lady did. Being bitter, living with the regret of not working for my ideal life. I have met so many people like this during my life. Those who are stuck because of their negative beliefs about themselves or about life in general. They don't even try to change their life because they believe things can only get worse. But I can hardly call this life, because this is nothing but vegetation. Your mindset determines everything. If someone constantly doubts themselves, or they constantly find excuses for the bad things that happen to them, then they put their happiness into someone else's hands. These people use excuses like I'm not rich because I didn't come from a rich family, or my parents never supported me. That's why I never tried to pursue the things that I wanted. These are all valid claims, but still not good excuses for not taking ownership for their lives. Because in the end of the day, it is their lives. And when they are lying on their deathbed, they will realize that none of their excuses mattered at all. We only have one spin on this planet, and once you learn to take responsibility, this whole dynamic changes, and you will take back the control that you deep down desire. You will feel powerful, because you will no longer wait for a sign, an excuse, or someone else's approval to do something. Think about it. If I make myself believe that life is miserable, full of scary responsibilities, with many things that I don't want to do and I would rather avoid, then no wonder that this is exactly what my life is gonna be. But if I shift my perspective and I see hardship as a pathway towards my goals, then responsibilities wouldn't sound scary anymore. They will only be objectives that I have to get done, so that I will be proud and fulfilled every day. Each day I will know that I have done everything I could to put myself into a place that I desire. Therefore, I will sleep fine every day. And before you click off this video, I would like to give you a message. In terms of attitude towards life, there are two paths that you can take. You can age like fine wine or like vinegar. Wines are made from must. As must ages in its barrel, it can become wine or vinegar. And the same thing happens to you. As you age, life is going to test you so many times. You will gain experiences, you will face challenges, and you will have to make decisions constantly, knowing that each decision will get you closer or further from your potential. They are going to shape you and will get you closer to one of these outcomes. Therefore, you can age like fine wine or like vinegar. If I associate a man with wine, I think of a person who dared to be different than others, who had dreams and ambition and dared to take the rocky pathway towards them. Therefore, he can look into the mirror with pride, because he did everything that he could to be where he is now. A person like this never gets old, because his attitude towards life is still pure, youthful, and he never got embittered. This keeps him fresh, even in his old age, and he passes his vision on to his children, who can see him as a good example. And now, let's take a look at the counterpart the vinegar. Vinegar is a man who chose the easy road, or at least what seemed easier, until he realized that everybody in his social circle surpassed him. But he doesn't take accountability for that. He just assumes that others had it easier. These people get old from a very young age, which only gets worse with time. Therefore he becomes a bitter old man. Therefore he becomes toxic to his environment. And he will pass this example on to his children. And if these kids are not mindful enough, they will become miserable just like their fathers. I think you can come to your own conclusion here on who you like to become. I really hope that you have found this video helpful. If you get interested in my content, click and watch this video or subscribe to my channel.